5 huge mistakes people make in old age that quietly steal their joy and independence. Have you ever looked back and thought, I wish I had done things differently? As the years pass, those little choices, the ones we once thought were harmless, can quietly shape the quality of our lives in ways we never expected. Aging doesn't just happen to us. It's a series of decisions, habits, and beliefs that either build us up or slowly break us down. And here's the truth, most people don't want to say out loud. Some of the most painful regrets in life don't come from things we did, but from the things we ignored. Growing older is not a slow fade into the background. It's a chance to step into your strength, your wisdom, and your purpose like never before. But too many people, often without even realizing it, start letting go of the very things that once made them feel alive. They stop moving, stop learning, stop connecting. And then one day they wake up wondering where their energy, joy, and sense of self have gone. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in quietly, like a fog. But once you see it, you can change it. The biggest mistake? Believing it's too late, that it's just part of aging. That decline is inevitable. It's not. Not if you choose differently today, right now. Because the reality is, your later years can be your most powerful chapter, yet if you protect them, if you invest in your health, if you fight for your connections, if you keep learning, if you refuse to shrink yourself just because the world says you're getting old, you're not getting old. You're getting seasoned, sharper, more essential than ever. In this video, we're exposing 5 of the most common, most dangerous mistakes people make after 60. These aren't just bad habits, they're silent thieves. They rob you of energy, connection, security, and meaning. But here's the good news. Every single one of them is avoidable. You have the power to stop them, to turn the tide, to choose a different path, starting today. So if you're ready to live smarter, not just longer, stay with me. Don't just watch passively. Engage, think, reflect, and take action. Because this isn't about fear, it's about freedom. And the decisions you make in the next few minutes could change the next 20 years of your life. Ready? Let's begin. 1. Health decline starts quietly. Can you catch it in time? So let's start where decline often begins, not with illness, not with injury, but with stillness. Let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. When was the last time you stood up from a chair without using your hands? If that felt difficult, your body is already signaling that your muscles may be weakening. And no, it's not just getting old. It's a warning, a quiet one, but one that matters. You see, health doesn't vanish overnight. It slowly slips away through the choices we do or don't make each day. The danger is that we don't notice until something we once did effortlessly suddenly feels hard. Take Linda, 67, from North Carolina. She was active, full of energy always, the first to volunteer, always out for a morning walk. But then she twisted her ankle one rainy afternoon. It wasn't serious, just a minor sprain, but it gave her the perfect excuse to rest. 1 week off became 2, then a month. She told herself she'd get back to walking soon, but she didn't. Months passed. By the time she tried again, her legs ached, her balance felt off, and she couldn't carry groceries up the 3 steps to her porch without needing help. What hurt the most wasn't her body, it was the realization that her independence had started slipping away, and she hadn't even noticed. This is the quiet truth that so many ignore. Our bodies don't stop working because we age, they stop working because we stop moving. And the good news? You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to lift heavy weights. You just need to move. Every day. Start simple. March in place during television commercials. Stretch your arms while waiting for the coffee to brew. Do 5 sit-to-stands from your chair without using your hands. These tiny actions send a big message to your body. I'm still here. I'm not giving up. Here's your mini challenge for today. Add just 15 minutes of light movement into your day. A walk around the block, a slow dance to your favorite song, even gentle stretches by the window. Your muscles don't need perfection, they need consistency. Your future doesn't need you to be fast, it needs you to show up. Because when you move, you're not just exercising, you're protecting your freedom. Have you done something active today? Type yes in the comments if you have a right starting tomorrow, if you're making that promise right now. Either way, you're moving forward and that's what matters. 2. The hidden danger of I don't want to bother anyone. And just as the body begins to fade in silence, so too does the heart if we let it. But this time, the warning signs come not from aching knees or stiff joints, but from the quiet in your living room. The stillness after dinner, the empty seat across the table. Loneliness doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes, it comes cloaked in politeness, in phrases like, I don't want to bother anyone. Picture this moment. Why haven't you called Mary lately? I don't know, she's probably busy, I don't want to be a burden. But what if Mary's sitting in her kitchen right now thinking the exact same thing? What if she misses your voice but assumes you've moved on? This is the danger. We isolate ourselves in the name of being considerate, never realizing that others are waiting for us to reach out. Frank, 72, a retired mechanic from Michigan, knows this story all too well. After his wife passed, he stopped going to the garage, stopped calling his fishing buddies, and told himself, they've got their own lives now. He spent months alone, filling the silence with television and pretending he didn't mind. But one Sunday, his granddaughter asked, Grandpa, why don't you see your friends anymore? That simple question pierced through. The next week, he called an old friend. They invited him to join a weekend fishing group. He went, he laughed, he felt alive again. And just like that, connection returned not because someone knocked on his door, but because he opened it. Here's the truth. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's a choice we unknowingly make when we let fear or pride stop us from reaching out. But connection, that's also a choice. A bold one, a healing one. And it's never too late to choose it. So make the call, send the message, wave to a neighbor. You don't need a full calendar, you just need meaningful moments. Tag a friend in the comments you'd love to reconnect with. Let's break the silence one message at a time. You might be surprised how welcome your voice still is. Because when you reach out, you're not just ending your loneliness, you're ending theirs too. 3. Outdated mindsets. That's just how I've always done it. Once we begin to reconnect with others, a new challenge often shows up not outside of us, but within. It's the quiet voice that says, I don't need all that new stuff, I've done fine without it. It sounds harmless, even proud. But this mindset, clinging tightly to the way I've always done it, can quietly pull us out of the modern world and into frustration, confusion, and disconnection. Let's be honest. The world today looks very different than it did 30 or 40 years ago. Back then, we paid bills in person, mailed handwritten letters, and memorized every phone number we needed. Now, we log into online banking, FaceTime the grandkids, and text our doctor's office for appointments. The pace has changed, and for many, that change feels overwhelming. But here's the truth. Modern tools aren't about being trendy, they're about staying in control. Take Nora, 70, from Kansas. For years, she resisted technology. Smartphones felt confusing, apps were intimidating, and every time someone offered to help, she waved them off with, I'm fine the old-fashioned way. But deep down, she felt left behind. She was missing video calls with her grandkids. She forgot a few medications. She felt more alone than she wanted to admit. One afternoon, her granddaughter sat beside her and helped her download a simple medication reminder app. That small act flipped a switch. It changed everything, Nora said. She began texting, joining family video chats, even learning how to order groceries online. The more she learned, the more confident she felt, not younger, but more empowered. Adapting doesn't mean losing who you are. It means honoring who you've always been capable, strong, independent by, giving yourself the tools to live fully in today's world. And if it feels hard, that's okay. Growth is always a little uncomfortable at first. But once you get through the awkward beginnings, you'll wonder why you waited so long. Want a great place to start? Check out a Tech for Seniors class at your local library or community center. Most are free, friendly, and designed for people just like you. No judgment, just support. So ask yourself, what's one small tech skill you could try this week? Send your first text. Join your first video call. You don't have to do it all, but you can do one thing. And that one thing might just open a brand new world. 4. Financial freedom or financial fog. Once you've opened yourself up to new tools and new ways of living, there's another outdated belief that often lingers quietly in the background that can cause more damage than we think. I've saved enough. I'm set. It sounds comforting, even responsible, but in today's world, that belief can be a dangerous myth. Because the truth is, even the most well-planned retirement savings can be chipped away by inflation, rising healthcare costs, home repairs, or something as simple as helping a loved one in need. Take Robert, 69, from Indiana. He retired with confidence. He had a modest pension, some savings, and a paid-off home. For the first year, life felt good. He traveled a bit, took his grandkids out often, and didn't think twice about small splurges. But then a pipe burst in his basement during a cold snap. The damage? Over $12,000 in emergency repairs. It wiped out a third of his emergency fund. That was the moment reality hit. He hadn't been tracking his spending. He hadn't accounted for rising insurance premiums. And like so many others, he had underestimated how fast enough can become not quite enough. Here's the shift that matters. Budgeting in your 60s and 70s isn't about restriction, it's about protection and peace of mind. It's not about pinching every penny, but about knowing where your money is going and making sure it's working for you, not disappearing without notice. You've worked too hard for too long to let small leaks sink your ship. One of the simplest, most powerful tools you can use is what we call a peace of mind notebook. It's not fancy, just a small binder or folder with everything you or your family would need in an emergency. Include your monthly budget, your key contacts, copies of insurance policies, and a checklist of what to do if something unexpected happens. Having it all in one place isn't just smart, it's empowering. So let's bust the myth once and for all. Saving enough doesn't mean spending blindly. It means staying mindful, checking in regularly, and adjusting as life changes. You don't need a financial advisor to take the first step, you just need a notebook, a pen, and the willingness to take control. Because true financial freedom isn't about how much you have, it's about knowing that you're prepared, protected, and empowered. 5. Life without purpose is just existing. And even after you've secured your finances, protected your health, and embraced new tools for modern life, there's still one question that quietly defines the quality of your days. Why am I getting out of bed in the morning? Let's get real. When the routines slow down, the calendar clears, and the house grows quieter, what gives you that spark? What fills your heart, stretches your mind, or makes you feel needed? Because without purpose, even the most comfortable life can start to feel painfully empty. You're not alone if you've ever felt like the days are blurring together, like your best contributions are behind you. Many feel this way after retirement, after raising kids, or after losing someone close. But here's the truth, you need to hold on to purpose doesn't retire. It evolves. It's not about doing something big, it's about doing something meaningful to you. Purpose isn't always found in a title or a paycheck. Sometimes it's found in the soil, in a paintbrush, in a letter to a friend, or in sharing your story with someone who needs to hear it. Jean, 74, knows this better than most. After selling her small bakery and moving into a quieter neighborhood, she suddenly felt lost. Her hands, once busy kneading dough, felt idle. The days stretched long. Just to pass the time, she started planting herbs on her back porch: basil, mint, rosemary. It gave her a reason to step outside. Neighbors started asking questions. So she invited a few local kids over to show them how to grow their own. Today, Jean teaches a weekly garden and grow hour for children at the library. What began as a quiet moment in the dirt became something vibrant, joyful, and deeply fulfilling. The lesson? Start small. A hobby, a habit, a phone call. One tiny action can blossom into something far greater than you imagined. Maybe you've always wanted to paint, or write your story, or volunteer, or teach someone something you've mastered over a lifetime. Whatever it is, it's not too late. You still have wisdom, gifts, and a voice the world needs. The only thing missing might be that first step. So let me ask you, what's one thing you've always wanted to learn, try, or teach? Comment below and share it. Let's inspire each other to stay alive in spirit, not just in age. Because life without purpose isn't really living. And the beautiful truth? Your purpose is still very much alive, just waiting for you to say yes. Bonus tip: don't let comparison steal your joy. And as you begin to rediscover purpose in your day's weather through something small and personal or something shared and meaningful, there's one more quiet trap we all must watch for: comparison. It sneaks in when we least expect it, often masked as innocent observation. You see someone your age hiking mountains, running marathons, learning new languages, or traveling the world, and suddenly that little voice whispers, "Why can't I do that?" Or worse, "I must be falling behind." But here's the truth: you're not behind. You're on your own path, and being alive today means you're exactly where you need to begin. Some people are still running at 80, others need a cane at 65. Some are starting new businesses, while others are just beginning to grieve a loss or learn how to be alone. There is no one right way to age. There is no competition. This is not a race, it's your life. And joy doesn't come from measuring yourself against others. It comes from being present with who you are right now and honoring that. Think of comparison like trying to measure the beauty of a sunset against the calm of a morning breeze. Both are different, both are worthy, and neither makes the other less. You have lived your own storms, your own victories, your own quiet miracles. That journey has shaped you into someone with a story no one else on earth can tell. And that in itself is powerful beyond words. So if you ever find yourself looking at someone else's chapter and feeling discouraged, pause, breathe, remind yourself, their path isn't mine, and that's okay. Replace comparison with curiosity. Instead of asking, "Why am I not there?" ask, "What do I still want to do with the time I have?" Because what matters most isn't how far someone else has gone, it's that you're still moving forward in a direction that feels true to you. You've made it through decades of change, of loss, of love, of learning. You don't owe the world youth or performance. You owe yourself grace, pride, and the freedom to keep growing at your own pace. So hold your head high. You're not falling behind. You're living forward, and that's more than enough. Now, take a moment to celebrate something about you. A strength, a step, a survival. Comment below and name one thing you're proud of, because your journey is your sand, it deserves to be honored. The choice is yours. So here we are at the end of this journey through 5 life-changing truths and 1 powerful reminder. And if there's one thing we hope you take away, it's this: aging is not about stepping back, it's about stepping into your life with deeper awareness, greater wisdom, and renewed purpose. Every choice you make, no matter how small, shapes the quality of your days ahead, not just in body, but in spirit. Not just in years, but in how fully you live them. We've talked about how neglecting your health doesn't happen all at once, it creeps in silently. But the good news is, so does healing. One walk, one stretch, one small move forward. We saw how isolation can quietly steal your joy, and yet, with a single phone call or friendly message, you can begin to rebuild connection. We explored how outdated mindsets like, "I've always done it this way," can hold you back when learning something new, no matter your age, can actually set you free. And we tackled the myth that your money takes care of itself, when in truth, being mindful of your finances is one of the most empowering things you can do. Then we landed on something deeper: the truth that a life without purpose is just passing time. But purpose isn't some big dramatic mission. It's the quiet joy of doing something that matters to you. And finally, we reminded ourselves that comparison is a thief of joy. Your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. You are not behind. You are still here. And that's the most powerful place to begin. So here's our message to you. Don't wait for a better time. This is the time, right now. You are never too old to change, never too old to grow, never too old to inspire others, starting with yourself. The second half of life can be just as bold, beautiful, and fulfilling as the first if you live it with intention. If this video gave you hope, direction, or just a little spark in your heart, let us know. Drop a comment and tell us which part spoke to you most. What are you going to take action on this week? And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with someone you care about: a friend, a sibling, a neighbor who needs to hear that it's not too late. Your support helps us keep making content that uplifts, empowers, and reminds you the best may still be ahead. Let's walk this journey together.